United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John S. Here. Alicia. Robert. Here. John H. Here. Annette. Here. Tracy Ellen. Here. Barbara. Here. Doug.
Here.
Alan.
Here.
Juliana. Here. Ryan. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this provision of this act, the Riverdale Regional Board of Education has caused notice of this regular meeting to be publicized by having the date, time, and place sent to the Record newspaper, the borough clerks, borough libraries, as well as posting in the school district principal offices, faculty's rooms, and the board office. According to New Jersey Public Law 2001, Chapter 226, the smoking and use of any tobacco product is strictly prohibited anywhere in the public school buildings or anywhere on school grounds, included but not limited to the parking lots, grassy areas, and athletic fields. Violators will be subject to a fine not to exceed $100.
Thank you. I'll read the mission statement tonight. The mission of the Riverdale Regional School District is to provide a safe, student-centered environment in which each student is valued and respected, to challenge each student to reach their potential, to nurture every student's intellectual, social, physical, and emotional growth, to promote a healthy work ethic, a passion for learning, and a respect for oneself and others, to develop responsible citizens for our diverse community and an ever-changing world, to continue to involve our community in an active partnership, and to provide all students the opportunity to achieve and exceed the New Jersey student learning standards. At this point, I'd like to open it up to the public on agenda items only. Hearing none. At this point, we have a presentation by our BA on the final budget for the 2025-2026 school year.
Okay. Well, I first want to start out by saying I want to thank the board, especially the Finance and Budget Committee, and the administrators for their support with putting this budget together. Okay, as you can see on this first slide about the enrollment, for the last few years, enrollment, it really fluctuates from the last couple of years. In 2021, we were a little higher, then we had a dip, and then this year we've gone up a bit. Okay, this slide compares our budget from last year to this year to next year. And a few things to point out is you'll notice that the capital outlay is much higher this year because we're doing renovation to a science room. We're going to do some concrete work, and we have money put aside for a construction manager. Also, the grants, you'll notice that it's a big decrease from this year, and that's because the present year we've just finished using all our COVID money, and we're done, and now this is the regular title funds and IDA funds. And then our debt, also this time it went up, but that's because of getting our new bonds from the referendum. This slide shows where the majority of our revenue comes from. Majority of it comes from our taxes, and then followed by our state aid amounts. The appropriations is basically how we spend our money, and a good thing is a majority of our spending is on our instruction for our students, both with general education and special education. Fiscal efficiency, we try our hardest to, with the money we're allotted, to be as efficient with using our money. So we'll join consortiums, we'll join cooperatives to get the best rates for the things we need to purchase. In this budget, we're keeping all the programs, our co-curricular activities. We're actually doing, as I mentioned earlier, renovations to a classroom. The way that it's broken up, it's been pretty consistent with Oradell share and River Edge share. Oradell taxes for the average home will go up $248.23, and River Edge will go up $115.34. The Oradell is on the average home, and I know there's been a change, and there's been, so this is based on the last year's average home to this year's average home. And that concludes the presentation. Once again, thank everyone for your support. It's not an easy process to do the budget, but having the board's support is helpful.
Clarifying that it's based on for River Edge, because they would just reassess
Okay.
last year's assessment, not the current assessment that just came out.
So it's on this assessment, it's on the new assessment, but it's comparing last year's average home to this year.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Any board members have any questions?
No, I think it is great that we were able to, for all intents and purposes, keep the budget flat between last year and this year, given increasing costs and across the board, so.
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say, as someone on the budget and finance committee, my first time ever, I was shocked at how detailed the budget was that you presented. I had no question. You knew what every penny was allotted for and accounted for, and I appreciate your transparency. So thank you so much for all of your hard work.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Trudy, I personally would like to thank you. We are truly a fortunate district to have a BA like you, and also a finance committee where everybody really sat down, analyzed it, and just didn't pass it over. You read what's going on in other districts, and you really realize how fortunate we've been over the years. But thank you.
If I can add just one thing to it.
Sure.
I think there is a lot that happens behind the scenes, and I think this PowerPoint doesn't do what Trudy and the building does justice. She put it together like it just came together. In the budget, there is a tremendous amount of pressure with the loss of state aid, and to keep the instructional program intact and to be able to build on the prior year, I think takes a lot of design by, Trudy and the superintendent and the rest of the building. So kudos to you guys, nice job. Hopefully, we can keep it up next year, just like this year.
Thanks, John. Anybody else? Okay, student member report.
For this month, there was no student member report for the middle school.
And for the high school report, we would like to start off by talking about the grade-wide assembly we had about the dangers of vaping and the use of marijuana. This presentation was informative and crucial for everyone to know, and tomorrow this presentation will go on for the 10th graders and the rest of the school in the future, so we'd like to thank Mr. DeGiorgio. We would also like to congratulate Mr. Ortiz on his 700th win. And Bring Your Kid to Work Day was held at the high school last week, and it was a lot of fun. Student helpers and the children of the RDHS staff enjoyed food, games, and a bunch of activities throughout the day. So thank you to all who helped with that. And we would like to wish a good luck to the Riverdale students competing at the DECA International Finals in Orlando this week. And that's all we have to report.
Thank you. President's report. I just have a few things. I want to remind everybody, I handed this out at the last meeting to let Trudy know if you want to attend on Thursday, May 29th at the Holiday Inn in Hasbrook Heights, where 2 of our board members are going to be honored for 15 years of service. That's Doug and John. So, and second thing I have is on Saturday, May 10th. It's a full-day NJSBA delegate assembly. If anybody would like to attend to represent us, we always send one person to the breakfast. Just let Trudy know. I'll give this to anybody that would like to attend the delegate assembly. And one more thing, I got a notification that on Friday, June 6th, and I'm going to be away on business, but the NJSBA is holding an AI conference for a full day. It should be extremely interesting. So if anybody would like to attend that, also let Trudy know that you're free. It's from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon.
What was the date, Alan?
June 6th. I wish I could be there. And I pass it off to the superintendent.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Just to start my report, I'd like to address the security incident from April 11th, just prior to our spring break. There's much going on in the news about it and much in the rumor mill, even more in the rumor mill, but I'd like to address the facts that I can share with you. And we do have representation from OPD here as well, in case there are other questions that I cannot answer. But I had sent a letter to the public explaining most of this, but I'd like to just reiterate some of what was in that letter and some of the information that I can share. So to briefly recap, we received notification from Oradell Police on April 11th that the high school should go into a lockdown due to a potential threat. We later learned that the source of the threat was, the potential threat was a Snapchat that was sent from one student to a group of that student's friends, which was then flagged by law enforcement and deemed to be a potential threat. We received a very swift and robust response from our law enforcement professionals. Both OPD and surrounding communities responded as they should, as is part of their crisis management plans, as well as the county. We're very thankful, obviously, for our police department and all of the affiliated associations for their responsiveness to our schools, and equally mindful of how distressing and upsetting these kinds of incidents are for our students and for our families and our staff. Since that time, we've been in communication very much and very often since April 11th with our police department and others to ensure that our proper protocols were followed. There's not much more specificity that I can add to it because it is a legal matter, but I can share that I have been assured by the OPD that our district, our schools were not subject to any immediate danger or anything like that from the post or from the student that was involved. The response of our law enforcement, like I said before, was strong and robust and very well coordinated. That was due to the information they had at the time. And it's more of a comfort, I guess, to all of us that they do respond so quickly and with such authority, not knowing all the information to make sure that we are kept safe. So I do appreciate that very much. And I mentioned before, we do have OPD represented here with us tonight. I thank them for their response and their courtesies these last couple of weeks. And of course into the future, and I invite any families with questions in the public to continue reaching out to me. I've spoken to many of you already, as has our building principal, Mr. Pepe. If you have questions about the investigation or anything like that, that would be more appropriately directed to the Oradell Police, where they can hopefully answer your question. Number two is just an item that comes up every year. With spring comes many standardized tests. We began today at Riverdale High School with 2 grade levels testing. There'll be more starting tomorrow, both in the middle school and in the high school as well. We have AP exams coming up the following week and into the week after that. So May is very much being the end of the year, close to the end of the year, the month that we have designated for a lot of standardized testing, and that will be taking place in both schools. And this week, May 1st, we have our Honor Society induction. This is really for the board. My announcement to you. Honor Society inductions are taking place here, starting at 6 o'clock, I believe, in the courtyard right here. We started doing it a couple of years ago. All board members are invited just to come and have some refreshment, and then the actual ceremony, I believe, begins at 7 p.m. in the auditorium, and we honor all of our many honor societies that we have in the district, or in the high school, I should say, and all board members are invited. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Committee reports, Budget and Finance, John?
We have not met since, but our major focus was the budget, which Trudy did a lovely job presenting.
Facilities?
We have not met since the last board meeting.
Okay. Community Relations and Technology?
Nothing to report.
Curriculum? Okay. And last but not least, Policy and Governance.
To report at this time.
Not quite.
We're probably going to need a policy meeting soon. I'm hearing there's an alert coming out in the next couple of weeks, so I'll reach out to everyone.
Okay, I move that all items designated with an asterisk to be part of the consent agenda and approved. Do I have a motion? Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, John. Any questions? Trudy?
John S.,
Yes.
Alicia? Robert?
Yes.
John H.? Annette?
Yes.
Tracy Ellen?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes. 10B, resignations and retirements. It is recommended by the superintendent that the board accept the resignation of teacher of music Jeffrey Wilson, effective June 30th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay.
John S.,
Yes, and best of luck to Mr. Wilson.
Alicia?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
John H.?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tracy Ellen?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes, and he truly will be missed. His participation as director of the plays was unbelievable, and I wish him all the best.
I agree with everything you just said.
E, the superintendent, at the request of the board secretary, recommends that the board accept line item transfers and the adjustments as listed in the financial report for the month ending March 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, John.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions? Trudy?
John S.,
Yes.
Alicia?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
John H.?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tracy Ellen?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes. 13H, be it resolved to approve a school district final budget for the 2025-2026 school year for submission to the Executive County Superintendent's Office as follows. Tax levy of $36,060,063. Current expenses of $39,488,102, for a total of $42,683,968. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Alicia. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Any questions? And Trudy, thank you
John S.,
again.
John S.,
Yes, and thank you again, Trudy.
Alicia?
Yes.
Robert? John H.?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tracy Ellen?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes. 13I, it is recommended by the superintendent and board secretary that the board approve the schedule of tax levy payments for the 2025-2026 school year. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Thanks, Doug. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, John. Any questions?
Trudy, can you just, I know we go through this every year, just in case anyone has a question as to why River Edge and Oroville have different payment schedules.
Whichever works best for their boroughs. So each borough has a different, what works better for them. As long as we get the money.
We don't care.
Okay, Trudy.
John S.,
Yes.
Alicia,
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Tracy Ellen,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. The superintendent and board secretary recommend that the board approve the agreement between the Administrative Assistance Unit of the Riverdale Education Association and the Riverdale Regional Board of Education for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
You sleeping?
Okay. You want a second?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I thought she was clearing our throat.
Any questions?
I'd just like to make a couple of comments, if I may. I would like to recognize the importance of the administrative assistants in the building, and I would like to thank the team that met with us to negotiate. I think it was a great session, and I believe we reached a great outcome that both served the board, our public, and the team in the building, and we appreciate what they do. It was great.
And I want to thank the committee for the late hour and the hard work that went into it. Everything, there was camaraderie amongst both the bargaining units, and it went very smooth that whole evening. So, thank you, guys.
John S.,
Yes.
Alicia,
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Tracy Ellen,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
and Alan.
Yes. 13O, the superintendent and the board secretary recommend that the board approve the agreement between the building service unit of the Riverdale Education Association and the Riverdale Regional Board of Education for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, John. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
If I may make a couple of comments here
Sure.
too.
Go right ahead.
This particular agreement represents the building service unit. I think this team does an amazing job, works behind the scenes. I'm not sure that their work is often seen except in our maybe fields or things that are more visible. We appreciate what they do. They work extremely hard, make the building look great. And again, the team that we met with really was great. And once again, in this agreement as well, I believe we reached a great balance that served the needs of the board, our community, and the unit itself, the bargaining unit.
Thanks, John.
John S.,
Yes.
Alicia,
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Tracy Ellen,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Okay, that brings us to old business, new business. Any- Have we come up with a date yet for our retreat?
No, we have not.
Okay,
Maybe you guys pitch me some dates and I can throw them to Matt Lee. I would imagine July is when we're looking to do it.
right.
Alan, Can I say something?
Yes, go right
Okay,
ahead.
so I just want to remind the board that New Jersey School Board's workshop is October 20th to the 23rd. We have to talk about what hotel. The Sheraton is right there, so if we want to switch hotels or not, so it's a conversation, people have to let me know what they want.
Okay.
Alan, one quick item, Dr. Gene Westlake golf outing still on schedule, on target for June? Any room left for anybody, if they're interested in playing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
June 23rd, 2025. Excellent.
Yep. If you want me to email you a brochure, I'd be happy to do so. I might even have one. No, I don't. Yeah, I do.
That's my check.
Oh,
My brochure with my check in it.
that's right. I do, I saw it. I'll
why
give you a Dr.
That's why
Albros
his
check.
wife handles the money in that house, I think.
Any other old business or new business? Okay. I'd like to open it up for public comments.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight. Dr. Albro gave a pretty good summary of our response on the 11th. So I'm just going to go through a couple notes I have and explain it a little more from our point of view, and then I'm open for any question you might have, and I'll do my best to answer those questions, okay? And first of all, my name is Lieutenant Victor Egg, and I'm the current officer in charge of the Ordell Police Department. So on the 11th, on April 11th at 9:53 a.m., we received a phone call by the FBI via Paramus PD. They called Paramus transferred it to us. That's how we were notified of the incident. It was the FBI office out of West Virginia. And they reported to us that there was a post on Snapchat. It was a short, very short video that was filmed inside the Riverdale Gymnasium. And there was a subtitle in that video, and it had to do with shooting up the school, something to that effect. So when that video went out, someone saw it and reported it. So that's a good thing. They got it, they called us. So with a call like that, obviously we're gonna have a pretty big response. Because of the call went through Paramus, they immediately dispatched officers as well. We got it, we immediately called Riverdale, put the school on lockdown, as a standard procedure, as you can imagine. The initial response was 3 officers got here very quickly. Shortly thereafter, some more officers arrived. Paramus PD arrived to assist. The initial officers that showed up met school administration at the Oval, right by the main office. They made entry into the building. The good news in this is we had a name. We knew who we were looking for. This wasn't a blind search of the school. You know, we got this threat, we don't know who it is, how it came in. It was very specific, which is a good thing for us and for everyone involved. So the officers knew who they needed to find. So it took a little while to find this student because she was going to be signed out that day early. So it took a little while to locate her in the building. Once we did, they immediately got the student out of the classroom, brought her to a private area in the building. During that time, as you can imagine, more agencies were responding. So I know there's any video or any reports out there that the SWAT team was here. And I would just like to comment on that a minute. So the way it works in Bergen County is pretty much from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, there's 2 SWAT vehicles on the road to respond to all kinds of incidents. That's been going on for years, and that's a good thing. That particular day, when we called Bergen County to have the SWAT team respond, we were calling to have those 2 vehicles respond here with it's 4 officers. 2 officers in each truck. They patrol the county during the day. We called to have them respond. What we did not know is that morning, a full squad of SWAT operators were training in Emerson. They got the call, they heard it, they immediately responded. That's why we had the full SWAT team here. So I know there's been some discussion why so many highly trained officers like that were here. That is why. Could that happen again? Possibly. Probably not, though. All right. We look at it as we were lucky. While they were responding and walking into the building, we had already located the student. And we got her into that conference room, as I mentioned. Shortly thereafter, when we realized there was no other threat, we called off the lockdown. I would like to point out that from the time we got the call to the time we cleared the lockdown was 43 minutes. I think that's pretty quick. Also during this time, because we didn't know where the girl was initially, there was a possibility she went home. Her residence is close to the high school. So we immediately sent officers to the residence. So that's why there was officers walking off school property to the residence. So the good news is there was never any weapon discovered. There were no injuries. There was never a true threat to the school or any student, which is good, okay? The other good thing is someone saw something and they said something. We say that all the time, right? You see something, say something. Someone saw this video, reported it, we responded. Once the girl was back at police headquarters, in consultation with the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Intelligence Unit, we charged the student. She was 18, so that changes things a little bit. She was charged with 2 crimes, and she was released that day. Those charges are still open, and because it's still under investigation, I really can't comment anymore about specific charges. Does anyone have any questions? Any rumors you would like addressed? Anyone? Okay. That's all I got for right now, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you need him for executive session?
I don't think so.
I
Well,
don't think so. Cool. I think we're good. We're okay. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, at this point, hearing nothing else from the public, I'd like to make a motion to go back into closed session where no action will be taken tonight. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll come back and close the public meeting here, correct?
Well, we can close it.